Every year, I watch people unwrap a brand new iPhone and then only use about 5% of what it can actually do. They swipe, they tap, and they miss the tools that could have saved them time on day one. If your iPhone is new to you, or if you've had one for years, these are the tips that you need to know. I literally watched someone scroll through multiple screens just to get to the right setting. If you only remember one tip, make it this one. Swipe down from the home screen. This is Spotlight Search. Search Bluetooth, and it'll take you directly to the settings so that you can save the changes without even opening the settings app. You don't have to know where something lives. Spotlight finds it faster for you than you ever could. If you search Disney World, for example, go to the bottom and you'll be able to choose a podcast for tips on that upcoming vacation. Or type a name, and it'll take you straight to your contacts if you have one set up. It's a global search tool that virtually searches your entire phone. Just type in the name of your app or a setting inside of an app, such as battery. It'll take you straight to the battery information. This next tip will save you a ton of time. Swipe down from the top right. That's Control Center. Long press in the open space, click Add a Control, and add tools you'll actually use. You can type Display to find display and brightness to get to common settings you need. As you add new ones, you can click and drag them over two spaces to expand them to show the label. Because once you add multiple controls, you will appreciate having the labels. You can type Utilities to get to things like flashlight, calculator, low power mode, etc. You can type Hearing Accessibility, add headphone levels, for example, then check your audio levels with it. Once you learn this next one, you won't need a back button. When browsing in Safari, you can go back to the previous page with a simple swipe right from the leftmost edge and swipe left from the rightmost edge. When deep in settings or other apps, you can also go back to previous pages with that same swipe right. However, it won't let you go in the other direction. Also, speaking of swipe, you can swipe right or left along the bottom bar to jump between apps, or swipe up and bounce over. This next one saves me from retyping messages every day. If you have a typing mistake, hold the spacebar down. Your keyboard becomes a trackpad. Move the cursor exactly where you want. That's great cursor control with pinpoint accuracy. This is another must-learn tool. If these tips are helping you, click that subscribe button. It's free to do. This next feature is useful in too many places to mention. If something looks tappable, just hold on to it. Apps, photos, links, settings, just long press, and it reveals shortcuts that Apple never labels. On a home screen, long press on the Camera app to get shortcuts like Selfie, or long press on the Notes app for Scan Document, or long press in the Music app to play your favorite songs. On a keyboard, you can hold down a $sign to get other currency symbols. In apps like Messages or Mail, you can long press, and it gives you the ability to copy, delete, etc. In Safari, you can long press the ellipsis to add a bookmark or open a new tab. In Photos, you can long press the subject just to share or to copy the subject. I encourage new iPhone users to learn how to undo without shaking their phone like a maraca. What I mean by that is there is a shake to undo feature in the settings of your iPhone, but it can look a bit embarrassing if you're in the presence of others shaking your phone around. Here's the easiest method to undo when typing. Just 3-finger tap to undo. When you do, you'll get a new toolbar allowing for redo and other options like cut, copy, and paste. Now here is a button that has quite the number of uses. This square with the upward arrow isn't just for texting photos. In Notes, for example, click the Share button and you'll find a menu of many useful options including Copy, Save to Files, AirDrop, Messages, Mail, plus click the ellipsis for even more options. Take advantage of this Share button. It's more useful than you think. Here's another great feature that new iPhone users need to learn. You can find text in Photos or in Videos. If you've taken any photos that contain text, you can simply search for that text and it'll search all your photos for that given word or phrase. In Videos, You can search for things like laughing, cheers, screams, even duck quacking. Give it a try, and the blue timeline portions show you where the search results are located within that video. Screenshots are smarter than you think. Just take a screenshot by holding the side button and the volume up button simultaneously. Then circle the item that you want to perform a visual lookup on, and it will perform a Google image search and get you more information about the product or the event or website that you happen to be searching. You also need to know that scrolling forever is optional. There's a much easier way than continuing to scroll through pages of Safari just to find what you're looking for. Just tap the Share button and select Find on Page. Then search for that word or phrase. Speaking of Safari, if you don't like this particular layout, there are 3 to choose from: compact, top, or bottom, where you can move the address bar to what works best for you. It took me years before I even knew about this next trick. You don't need 10 home screens for all your apps. You can long press on an app, drag it around, then stack them with another finger. Or you can remove them from the home screen without deleting them. And your app library, which is at the end of all of your app home pages, keeps them all. You can add them back at any time to a home screen. You can also hide entire home screens like this and go back at any time and simply select them and add them back. I always like to give new iPhone users this warning. Free doesn't always mean free when it comes to the App Store. When you're inside the Apple App Store, scroll down and look for in-app purchases in the information section. While the app may initially look like it's free, this section will show you the actual true cost. Also, before downloading, you will want to look in the app privacy section, where you can see other useful things such as data used by this developer to track you or data linked to you. Apple enforces transparency, so you can decide how much the app is worth to you with regard to your privacy. You'll benefit greatly from learning this trick. Your scanner is right there in your hands or in your pocket. Don't just take a picture of the document. Let me show you how easy it is to scan it. There are 3 apps you can use for scanning your documents: the Preview app, the Notes app, and the Files app. Just long press on either one of them. Choose Scan Document. I covered this in much greater detail in another video. Check it out when you want a deeper dive in scanning apps. I'll put a link in the description. This next feature is very useful and feels a bit like a magic trick. Open a photo, pinch to zoom, then tap Crop when it appears. Similarly, you can clean up a photo and remove items that you don't want with the Cleanup tool. Just select it, give it a moment to process, then tap on the things that you want to remove. And for this last tip, hands-free saves time. Siri provides many hands-free options, such as setting reminders, sending texts, starting and naming your timers, or finding photos for you. Take advantage of Siri. There you go. 15 iPhone tips that every new iPhone user needs to know. Let me know which ones helped you. Thanks to all my subscribers. You're the best. I really appreciate all the hypes and likes. If you're not a subscriber, it's free to do. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.